this video is about how the calculator, that we're going to learn the basics of the calculator. So this video is in batches. So we're first going to learn how to understand the calculator, how it operates. So please, and if this is your first time watching my video, please check the subscription button and subscribe for more videos. So now first, let's see how we can on the calculator. As in, we have on, so you on the calculator from here. So as you've on the calculator, everything appears. Now the calculator, note that as a normal calculator, always here must be M, here must be D, and there must be a mat here. If yours is different, I will therefore teach you how to reset it as a normal calculator. So now let's go on. So we have something called shift on the calculator and alpha. What this does is, no, the shift is a combination key. So you see the color of the shift as in orange. It means that when you press the shift key, all colors of the shift will be what? Available. For example, if I press shift and I press this 10x and this, it means that it will come as you've seen it. But if you press alpha and you press this, it's not going to come because the color of alpha doesn't correspond with the color of this. So note that the shift key, as you can see from here, the shift key, that's the color of the shift key, always goes with the color on the calculator. Please note that. And with the alpha, see the color of the alpha. When I want to press equal to, alpha plus solve equal to has come because the color of equal to corresponds with the color of alpha. Now we have something called, so that is the main basis that you must know about the calculator. If you know this, you can do everything, because if I want to write A, I know that the color of alpha goes with A, so A will appear. You can see that very clearly. That's it. Now we have something called the mode. You see the mode, we have a mode here, which is the this is the that's the normal, which is the complex, statistics, basics, equation, matrices, table, and vectors. So all this, if I press, now mostly as a normal calculator is always in one, I guess in it. So if you want to change it, you must make sure that after doing your, like, you want to see your calculator, see the phases of the calculator. Like when you want to see the, you see, you can see here we have M, D, and math, right? So if I want to change it to complex mode, I can just press 2. Now it has changed to complex. So if you want to change it to normal, you just press shift and press 1. That is, you press the mode, and you press 1, as in it's normal. If you want to off the calculator, you know that the corresponding, this one, shift, goes with off. So you off when you press it. It's a combination key. So the shift and the alpha is a combination key that you always is work in hand with their colors. Maybe I want to clear the calculator. You can see that there's 9 here, so you press shift and you press what? Clear. This means that you want to what? Set up the calculator. Maybe someone has put in the calculator to a place that you don't understand, it's not giving you something. You can just press shift and what? Clear. And it means that it's going to what? Set up your calculator to a what? The version you want, which is the M, D, and what? The math. So the shift color goes with, correspond with, if you want to do mixed fraction, shift plus this, we're going to give you mixed fraction. So the shift goes with all the colors of the, and the alpha also goes with the colors. You understand? Yes. So we are going to solve complex numbers using the calculator. So now please make sure you watch this video to the end. So now with the complex numbers, you need to therefore program this calculator to a complex numbers mode, because without programming this calculator to a complex number mode, there is no way it's going to work. How do you do that? So let's check out. So now with you to program this calculator into complex mode, what you need to do is first you go to mode. Now you can see 2 complex, so you choose 2 on the calculator 2. Now it means that when you see the screen of the calculator, you can see that we have M, complex, D, and math. So this means that the calculator itself has been activated into what? A complex mode. It means that any question related to complex, you can solve it with this calculator. So let's see how we can solve this with the calculator. So with the complex mode, you have the argument, find the argument, find the modulus, and the rest. So with this, let's see how we can do it. So after activating this, I want to find the modulus of this, or maybe I want to add complex numbers. Now it means that it's in complex numbers mode, and the complex numbers, we have the imaginary part and the real part, right? So I want to maybe multiply complex numbers. So look at this. We have 2 plus, you see this I is a complex number, so the I has been activated because it's in what, the complex number mode. So maybe I want to bring a bracket here, maybe I'm adding it, so we have another bracket here. So maybe I want to square this. So after doing that, you see now after using it, you have what, 3 plus 4i, because it is in what, a complex mode. It's in a complex mode, you understand? Without activating this calculator into a complex mode, you cannot do anything with this calculator. Now okay, this is just the simple, this one you can do addition and multiplication. If you want to write the I, this is the I. Now what if I want to find the argument? Okay, so I write 2 plus I and I want to find the argument. It's simple, let's go. You see the shift goes with, see this, we have constant, conversion, matrices, vectors. You must know all these bases. So I want to go to complex, you press shift and it corresponds with this color. So this, you know this, we have the argument, we have the conjugate, we have this, the modulus and the argument, and we have this. So if I want to choose 3, you choose 3. It means that you are finding the modulus and argument. I get it, the modulus and argument. So you can therefore maybe write 2 plus I, and you press shift plus, that's shift plus 2, and you press 1. Now sorry for that. So we have this, let's see something. I want to find the argument, that is, you go to argument and you press what, 2 plus I, and you close the bracket. Therefore when you press equal to, this is the argument, that is the angle formed. Are you getting it? So what you need to do, just press the shift and go to the 2, see, shift and 2, and it will give it to you. If you want this one to, you can press that one, you're going to type 2 plus I, and you press shift plus 2, and you're going to choose 3. So when you choose 3, what are you going to get? You're going to get root 5, and the argument is what, 26. You see, we have the modulus and the argument. So in a question, you can just, if they ask you to find the argument and the modulus, you can just do it with this question. Simple. Hello guys, so this video is about vectors, how to use the calculator to solve vectors. Now you see that the previous video is now under what, complex. So if you want to change it to normal, you press mode and you press what, 1. It's now normal for you. With vectors, that one too, you can see if you press mode, we have vectors, which is 8. So we have vector 1, vector 2, vector 3. If I go to vector 1, they will give whether 1:3 or 2:2 vectors, right? So with this, now it is at what, vector mode, vector D. So maybe I want to add vectors or multiply vectors. Now you can also press shift and vectors. You go to vectors, we have what, the dot product, determinant, we have the AB. So if maybe, for example, I want to find the determinant of vector, so I can go to shift and press vector 5, and I'll choose 3. A. This A, it will be dimensionless. Before you start with it, you must therefore put in the A. So you go here and you press what, 8. When you go to 8, you choose vector A. Vector A, 1/3 matrix vector. So I can choose 1, 2, 3, and 1. Now after you are done with that, you go to what, AC. Are you getting it? Now, and after, maybe I want to choose another vector, so I go here and I go to 8, that is 8, and I'll choose maybe vector 2, that is B, and I choose 1/3, and I put in maybe values inside. I put in values inside, and I put in values inside. Now after that, I'll press what, AC. Now if I want to find the dot product or any product, then I go to what, shift plus the vector 8, and I go to what, number 7, dot product. So the dot product, I'll go here, I'll press shift plus the vector, and I'll choose 3, dot product of shift plus the vector, and I'll choose 4, and when I press answer, wait, I'm coming. So with this, you're going to learn how to use the calculator to solve matrices. So with matrices, we have 1 by 1, 2 by 2, this one. So for you to do that, first thing is that you must program this calculator to a matrix mode. So you press mode, and the matrix is what? 6, right? So you press 6, and maybe I want to choose the matrix I want to work with. So I want to use mat B, and it is maybe 3 by 3. I go to 1, 3 by 3. Let me choose 1. Okay, I want to choose 1 1. So 1 1 1. This is 1 1 1. I'm just using that as 1 1 1. Okay, let me use 2 here and 1 here. After you've input your matrix, they can ask you to find the determinant of this 3 by 3 matrix. After you are done with that, you just go back to, you press AC, right? So I want to find the determinant of this matrix. How do I do it? How to find the transpose? How do I do it? You go to shift and you check on the calculator where they've written matrix. So it goes with this color matrix. Now this I want to find the determinant, which is 7. So after I press determinant, this will come. Now you go back to shift plus 4 again, and which matrix did you use? Mat B. So you go to mat B and you press equal to. When you press equal to, now the determinant here is 0, right? The determinant here is 0. Now okay, let's use another one to see whether you can find the determinant very well. So you go to mode and you press what? That is 6, which is matrices, and I'll choose 2, and let me choose it 3 by 3. So let me use 5 6 7. So let me use, now I'm assuming which the determinant to not be 0. So this I'm choosing 3. Okay, so now with that, you press what? AC, and after you press shift plus what? The matrix 4, and I want the determinant, which is 7. I'll go to 7 and I'll press shift plus 4 again, and I'll choose the mat that I use, which is 4. And after I press the answer, now you know that the determinant here is what? -10. As simple as that. So in a question, if they ask you to find the determinant, you don't need to, with 3 by 3 matrices, you don't need to waste your time and do it. Just use the calculator. Now I want to find the transpose. You press AC. I want to find the transpose. You press shift plus what? 4, and this is transpose 8. Transpose of what? So I'll press shift plus 4. I'm using what? Mat B. So I'll go to what? 4, and I'll press this. So this is the transpose given to us. Now if I want to find the dot product, right, or maybe I want to multiply vectors, I'll go to shift plus 4, and I'll choose maybe a vector, that is a matrix, 4, and I'll bring times shift plus 4 matrix, and I'll choose maybe 3, and after I press equal to, it's dimensional because I have not stored any value for what? Mat A. But if you store any value for mat A, you'll be able to what? Find this. That's when you multiply to give the answer. When you want to find the dot product, just bring dot to give you the answer. So this is the matrix form. Very simple. So you just go to shift and go to what? 4, and these are it. This is what the calculator can provide, the determinant and what the transpose. When they give it, and you can add and multiply matrices. Multiplication of matrices is sometimes very okay. Let's do multiplication of matrices. So now I'll go to mode and I'll go to 6 matrices. So I'll choose A, matrix A, which is 3 by 3. So I'll choose 1, and let me choose 2 3 3 2 3 2 1 1. So 1. So we have this here. It's now here. I'll go to AC, right? Let me go to AC. So now if I go to shift plus maybe 4, and I want to see maybe what I wrote 3, this is what they've given me. This is what I wrote for the mat A. So let me see what I've stored for mat B. Shift plus the matrix, and I go to B4. I've not stored for what? That. So I'll go back and I'll store for that. So I'll go to 6 and let me store for 2. And also I want 3 by 3, so I'll choose 3 2. So let me just put in the 3 by 3 matrices. So I have 3 here, 4 here. So after I'll press what? AC. After pressing AC, I want to confirm whether it is stored. So I'll go here, matrix, and I'll go to what? 4 to see. So now it means I have stored that on the calculator, so you can see it. If I want to find that's the multiply vectors, I just go to shift plus matrix 3 times shift plus 4 4. Since with the multiplication it uses some principles, so I think depending on the values I choose, sometimes it will not work on that. So depending on the value I choose, but when it is a correct question for you to find the multiplication, that's multiply vector matrices, it will be very simple. When you just put it inside and you press the times, it will just multiply it for you. If you want to add, it will add. Since it's in the matrix mode, you can do everything with that. Thank you. So if with a vectors, right, is the same application. So what you need to do is just press here and just put it on what 8 vector mode. So I just press 1. So if you just go back, it's at what vet mode. So it's at vector mode. So if you want to, as we saw for the complex the matrices, you can store this and you go to shift plus what. When you go to vectors 5, you can see we have the dot product here. We have the, for you to see whether it is correct. So you can just multiply vectors, add vectors, subtract vectors. With that one in exams, when they give it out, you can just use a calculator to do that. And with apart from the vectors, let me change it to the real mode. Let me teach you something here. You can also do equation. So I'm combining vectors and equation. So if I want to solve simultaneous equation, you just go to mode and you see 5 equation. So we have the first one is simultaneous equation. This is quadratic polynomial. So for simultaneous equation, you press 1. You see we have maybe they'll give you 2 equations to solve simultaneously. So I have 2, 3, and this is 4, and here I had 3, 4. This is 1 here, and this is 1 here. When I press, it's math error because the question I used, maybe I didn't use it correctly. -3. It's still math error because the values I'm using. Okay, let me change it to. Actually, it's still math error. Now let me go 5. If they give you a real question, right? A real question for that, and 1. The first one is for the first equation. The second one is for the second equation. Since I'm not using a correct value, I'm using just for my head. It's not gonna give you a correct result. But if you have a question which is confirmed and you put in the values here, see how it is arranged. 5. They say what? The C must come outside. Are you getting it? So if you have the equation like this, simultaneous equation, always you send the C to the other side. Now with this, we have the polynomials where they say find x1 and x2. You can use that one. And this is what? Quadratic. And the fourth one is polynomial. The number 2 is what? Simultaneous equation involving 3 variables. So we have 1, 2, 3. So in exams, when they give you this, you can use that to solve it very quickly, and you don't need to delay time, because when you press mode plus 5, it's going to give you all this, and you just press one of them if you want to do any perform any function on that, and you just put in your values and you solve for it, and that will be a very simple way for you to solve. And also, let me combine this. After changing, you just press this one. Now if you want to find the derivative that is differentiating, that is with respect to if they give you a value of that, you can do that, because I told that shift always goes with the color. If you want integration, you just go to integration. This, you press shift and you get this. If you want integration, that with integration you have this. Now maybe I want to find cos inverse. You just press shift and press what? Cos inverse, and it will be cos inverse. As simple as that. If you want pi, that will be shift plus the color of pi, which is this, and to give you pi. If you want factorial, to be shift plus this one, and it to give you this, right? If you want the exponential function, to be shift plus what? This, and to give you that. Logarithmic function, you press this. If you want the e, I think the summation is here. So the color of the shift corresponds with all the colors, which is orange. You can see orange. Maybe if I want to write equation, for example, I want to write 2x plus 2, and I know that x corresponds with what? Alpha x plus 2 is equal to alpha plus equal to here 3, and I press. If you press equal to, they give you wrong. What you need to do is what? Press what? Shift plus what? Solve, and it's solve for x. X is what? 0. Very simple as that. So with those equations, you just press, after writing the equation, you just press what? Shift plus what? Solve. You can see solve here, and you press equal to, and you just give it the answer. As simple as that. Thank you.